Hey, it's Korinn, 365 Days of Open Heart Living, day 116, Being of Value. That is something that is of value to you, is feeling that you have value, right? Feeling that you have something to offer to others makes you feel good. It makes you feel good about yourself. When you feel like people could take or leave you, like they're like, whatever. Like, that doesn't feel good. It feels good to have value, to be seen as being valuable, or to be seen as being sought after for advice, for friendship, for conversation, for perspective, for warmth, for the goodness that is in you. Feeling like you have value to offer, it fills others in the value you give, and it fills you in feeling that impact that you make, and feeling the positivity that somebody else sees in you being of value. But don't fool yourself into thinking that the things that are of value are things that are material or egotistical or shallow, or are like cosmetic, like the way that you look, the things that you can um, give of a monetary or a kind of financially beneficial perk that you can give. Like, don't be fooled. That is not of true value. When somebody looks at you as valuable because of how you look, like if they want you by their side because you make them look better, because you're well put together, or you have a a good appearance, you're clean cut, maybe you speak well, maybe you have a shiny personality, and with you being next to them, if you make them look better, like, that's not your real value. Your real value is not in how you make others look to outward eyes. Because when it comes down to it, um, there's kind of a greedy part of being human where we want things, where some people might look at somebody who has something favorable and they might pine for it and want it. And that's just a facade. So if somebody has you next to them to make them look good, what does that say about that person? Or if you are somebody who likes to have things look good to other people, maybe you like to have, things matching, or um, your your children, maybe you like it when they excel at things because you feel like that reflects on you, that makes you look good. Like, that's all just a falsity. It's a facade, it's a front. And those things are used to make us feel better about ourselves, but not in a way that has truth in it, because it's not about us, right? If we have somebody that stands next to us that is a specimen of a human being, and we feel like keeping them close and having others see us with them, or having others see how they are, that they're so great, that somehow reflects that we're great too. But it's just stealing the thunder, right? It's taking something that's shiny and sparkly and letting that luster cascade onto you and how you appear, but it's not your own luster. It's not your own shine, your own captivating sparkle. You're selling yourself short, or that person who maybe has you as the bright and shiny object to behold is selling themselves short. Being of value is not about appearance. And it's not about materialistic things. Being of value is about the heart and what you can offer that has substance. Because when you offer your heart to somebody in your presence, in the way that you care for them, in the way that you offer your eye or your ear or your mind and giving them perspective, that reflects positively in them that they have value enough to be cared for. The value within you that is your heart being shared openly, your time being given, not with greed for you to get something back in return, not with a contingency that if I do this for you, then I expect this in return from me. That's a scale that it's never balanced. It just keeps getting tipped, right? And you pay attention to that scale if that's how value in yourself works, because you feel like you've given value, so you need value in return. And then it keeps shifting, because then maybe the other person falls short in treating you with value or in giving you value of themselves. And so then you feel higher than them, like they need to do something to shift it back. But it never stays balanced for too long if that's the teeter-totter of give and take, right? That very much so can be how relationships work. That the value I put out needs to have a return from you. But how heart-based is that, right? If the heart is truly giving, what does it need in return? Nothing. Nothing. Because the value of the heart is in its giving and is in its capacity to be open and to share and to witness and to love and to be compassionate and to have courage, to be encouraging. The virtues of the heart are that of the heart, and when they are present in you, they need no return, because they set you up to feel yourself, to feel your own heart. And that gives to you far more in your sense of yourself, your confidence, your conviction in being a good person and knowing it. Not in an ego-centered way of, look how great I am. Look what I just gave to that person. I'm so generous. I'm so kind. I'm such a compassionate person. Like, that is all fluff. But when it's true compassion, when it's true presence of giving of the heart's virtue, then the heart fills because of those qualities that you have, just because you have them, not because of how they appear to other people, not because of how they maybe earn you something in return, earn respect, or earn a compliment, or earn stature. That it doesn't matter. If your heart is truly open and being of its virtuous, giving nature, then there is no teeter totter. There is no, I did this for you, so you do this for me. It's all an even playing field. Even because in your heart you know that what you have within your capacity to give is of value. And that is where your true value lies. So, doing the inner smile practice is a practice for open heart living. It's a practice for opening your heart in the way that you are living. When I first started this practice many years ago, I practiced it every day for maybe like 2-3 months, and it changed me. The experience that I had when I first started doing the meditation was one experience. And then the more I got into it and the more consistent I was with it, and the more that muscle of being able to open the heart and experience of the effect of the inner smile, that then changed the frequency of the heart. It shifted its ability to be more open than closed. It opened awareness too in the alchemical nature of energy in the body, changing from more kind of gross, large, denser, to being lighter, more refined, more present, more openly aware. The alchemical change in the heart opens awareness to yourself. And in that scale of that back and forth, I did this for you, you did this for me, it resets. And when you come from the heart, you just come from the heart with no contingencies. The purest form of love is unconditional. Unconditional love. Can you say you have ever experienced unconditional love? I bet you can. I hope you can. And can you also say that you have given unconditional love? There's a contingency there of what are you willing to give? Are you willing to give openly and unconditionally? And that doesn't mean to the detriment of yourself of give, give, give. It means when your heart is open and you have the compassion, the generosity, the love that pours forth from it. If it is pure and unconditional, or if you have a condition of expecting something back, that is within the realm of still kind of buying for your value, right? Where it's like you're being compassionate in hopes that somebody sees you are of value. You're being generous in hopes that that makes you feel like what you have to give is of value. When really, your heart and all of the ways that it can give and be and open to itself and awareness and self-presence, that is what then actually fills you in with knowing your value, not just feeling your value, but knowing it. Your heart is what makes you of value. Opening your heart is how you can be more of value. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take in a nice, deep, relaxing couple of breaths and just get comfortable where you are. This practice of the inner smile is less about doing and more about being. It is a practice of doing the meditation so that your beingness of being a heart that has capacity to be open more than a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. As you build your practice, your capacity to be in the state of open heart living expands and grows, and it changes you. Feel your breath again. Center and know in time of doing the inner smile, you will be changed and you will feel and know your value. Feeling the breath. And now think of something that makes you smile. Once you are smiling, feel how that feels in your body, in your heart, to be genuinely smiling, letting the thought go and lingering instead with feeling the smile in its natural state. When the feeling starts to fade or the thoughts start to wander, be aware of yourself and come back to knowing this is your time to grow your heart in experience and connection to yourself. And repeat the cycle that will be the exercise to strengthen your heart to do such. thinking again of something that makes you smile. Once you're smiling, drop the thought and just feel. Continue that same cycle now for yourself, witnessing how it moves through you. When you fall away from the feeling and you don't feel it as strongly, or when your mind wanders, witness yourself and come back to thinking of a thought that makes you smile and moving into connecting to that feeling of smiling again. Move through this cycle as many times as you need to in the next 5 minutes. presence of your heart becomes stronger the more you feel the presence of your heart. The more you have to give of an open-hearted capacity, because you are present and one with your heart. And so your heart is who you are, and who you are is of value simply because you exist. So smile and knowing you are of value because you have a beautiful heart, expanding naturally in a way that fills others and affirms your value in your beingness. It opens you and gives you access to your deeper nature and your capacity as a giving, living, open heart. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Were you able to feel your heart shift? Were you able to come into experiencing your heart in a more tactile fashion, where you could feel the energy in your chest, warm, glowing, open, present, expansive? In your openness, that is when you are the most expressive of the truth in your heart, not contingent upon anybody else's thoughts, feelings, or behaviors, but all encompassing and just how you are, because you are open. Because you are open to live your heart